What's up guys, it's Lord Both here with another video, and Dragon Age Veilguard is releasing tomorrow. And if you've paid any attention to the news swirling around Dragon Age Veilguard, as a fan of the Dragon Age series, you know it's probably going to be a very dark, mournful day for us, because we have things like this to look forward to.
Maker's panties, I was so proud. Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry. Oh, Tarsh isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours. Huh. Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Any reason you can't just apologise?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a bath, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Which is why the team that's working on Mass Effect decided to come out and publicly decry that they are in no way essentially affiliated with Dragon Age Veilguard. This comes to us from PC Gamer. Mass Effect director says the next game won't feature any Veilguard style aesthetic switch-ups. Mass Effect is photorealistic and will be as long as I'm running it. Quote, Mass Effect will maintain the mature tone of the original trilogy. Just 2 days out from the release of Dragon Age Veilguard, one of BioWare's lead developers is telling us what we can expect from its next long-awaited series revival. Michael Gamble, project director on the next Mass Effect game, took to X yesterday to offer an idea of what kind of look and tone we'll find when we return to Citadel space. He said, speaking of Dragon Age Veilguard and Mass Effect, both are from the studio, but Mass Effect is Mass Effect. How you bring a sci-fi RPG to life is different than other genres or IPs, and has to have different kinds of love. For Dragon Age, that was very specific gender pronoun gay love, apparently. Gamble went on to say on X, Mass Effect is photorealistic and will be as long as I'm running it. Mass Effect will maintain the mature tone of the original trilogy. This is all I'm gonna say for now. So what's interesting about this whole small statement that Mass Effect's director put out? Well, there's a couple of things. First off, it acknowledges the fact that BioWare knows there's been a lot of pushback against Dragon Age that's not just gender identity oriented. It's also visuals oriented. How the game looks and feels radically different from any of the past entries. Now, one can say that radical changes in art style are nothing new to the Dragon Age series. I mean, look at the difference between Origins and Dragon Age 2. But the problem you have here is that that's between Origins and Dragon Age 2. That came out like 20 years ago. And you can get away with those kinds of radical changes between the first game and the second game. You can't really get away with those kind of radical changes between the third game and the fourth game. Unless you're something like Final Fantasy that's on its like 18th game or some shit. And then you can basically do whatever kind of changes you want. But this acknowledgement that there has been pushback on the visuals of Dragon Age Veilguard is highlighted by the fact that Mass Effect's director is saying, hey, our visuals that we've always had, yeah, they're gonna stay the same. We're not gonna do anything radical or change it up on you, because we know, apparently, you guys do not like the change up. The second most notable thing is that releasing this kind of statement right before Dragon Age Veilguard releases does two things. It says, one, hey, let's talk about Mass Effect now. Don't talk about this game that's is probably not gonna do great, as more and more stuff comes out about it, and more people get turned off by it. And it also helps divide the Mass Effect and Dragon Age parts of the studio. Basically, Mass Effect is coming out and saying, hey, those Dragon Age guys, yeah, we're not affiliated with them. Please do not affiliate any of their weird, radically changed art style, woke identity politics, goofy, childish tone with our side of the studio, with our games. Basically, it's the director trying to bail him and his team at the studio out from what will be expected very sharp scrutiny over their game. But those are just my initial thoughts on this statement. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you watching all of it, and we'll talk to you again later.